Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Celeste Any Percent League brought to you by GSA. My name is Zojalix, and I'm here with my boy, Dave Stereo, here to bring you the Any Percent race between Marlin and AuroraDash SR. And by the looks of things, Marlin's already way ahead of the game.
Yeah, already started. We got Cheese with the giant raid, by the way. Happened right before this race is starting.
Thank you so much, Cheese.
Yo, welcome everybody to the GSA Season 2 of Celeste Any Percent. Like Zojalix said, we got Marlin and
AuroraDash.
Yeah, AuroraDash. There we go.
We've got 9th place going up against 7th place. Marlin recently taking his first loss in the league by the hands of Fladervy. And then we've got AuroraDash, who is coming off of 2 losses, but he still started off the league really well and actually has pulled off a win. He pulled off a personal best a couple weeks ago, so he's been playing really well in this league. Hopefully going to be seeing that continue to happen as we are getting this race underway. Let's see some hype in the chat.
Yeah, let's get it going, guys. And, depending on how the points go, we may or may not see a lead change in the leaderboards if AuroraDash can clutch this out.
Yeah, definitely. But this will be a tough mountain to climb for AuroraDash. Oh, no! AuroraDash skipping the cutscene too early, and he loses that time in the prologue. That is so rough.
That is gonna sting, man. He's shaking his head.
Oh, when you already know you have a tough race, and then that happens. That feels bad, man.
Exactly. Yeah, that's gonna sting. But I'm sure AuroraDash will be able to shake it off, and just get in the groove.
Yep. Don't let the prologue death get to you, because there's still a lot of Celeste left to be played.
Like, if anything, if you know you're taking, or if you're behind initially, you can kind of like ease up and like not be so worried about being neck and neck. Just more or less focus on playing consistently and playing good, because you're gonna have to catch up. Or I don't know. I guess it could affect nerves either way. But either way, both players having really good Chapter 1 so far.
Oh, and AuroraDash.
I had to say it.
You had to say it, as AuroraDash misses the dash onto the zipper block and ends up falling off, taking a death. Hopefully, again, choosing to just not let it get to him, continuing to move through Chapter 1, but definitely not the start you want to have. Marlin, I think that's a 134 on the file timer coming out of Chapter 1, so very impressive to see there. AuroraDash coming out with a 148, quite about a 14-second lead for Marlin going into Chapter 2.
But all right, let's see what happens when we proceed into the old site. Marlin playing pretty clean so far. Gonna get the cutscene skip. Nice. As AuroraDash is beginning Chapter 2 now. All right, it all looks good so far. AuroraDash hitting all the strats.
Very well from him. A little bit of a hiccup by Marlin there at one screen, but he will be entering his battle and chase here, with AuroraDash getting super close to entering the battle and chase himself.
Okay. Yeah, things still looking smooth, man.
Yeah, both runners are having really good runs. Again, other than the one hiccup and the death in the prologue from AuroraDash, still been doing really well. Marlin playing very well himself. Not too surprised there. Marlin being the 2nd place person on the leaderboards. Former world record holder, hopefully seeing improvement from every single runner as we continue out throughout the league.
Yeah, and it seems like AuroraDash is already, shaking off the prologue death, because it's showing no signs of shakiness. And Marlin is going through the awake section now, playing very clean. Very clean, all right. Finishing out with, is that a 321?
321, I think? Either 321 or 22. 322 from Marlin. And so now we get into chapter 3. Chapter 3 being one of the more technically difficult chapters, as you have to deal with the Dust Bunny cycles as well as the Oshiro section. And then we've got a famous trick up near the end of the chapter called Demo Dash. There's a lot in this chapter to talk about that we could, but definitely wanting to highlight to see how each of the different runners are going to be playing through it, because there is just so much.
Oh yeah, the chapter 3 ramps up the difficulty incredibly, and that makes the strats more intricate and makes the chapter so much more difficult from a speedrun point, from a casual point. Chapter 3 is just difficult.
Yeah.
And Marlin, playing pretty clean. Missed the corner boost strat in the prior room, but still had a fast movement through that screen. Nothing's looking good so far, actually. AuroraDash keeping up.
AuroraDash, you really kind of struggle with that commentary curse.
I just won't talk. I won't talk.
No, Dave, we need you.
All right, well, here we go. The things are going good so far. Marlin moving on to the huge mess section here, skipping the cutscene, and moving on to the boxes rooms.
Stumbling a little bit on his initial huge mess movement, but still able to just quickly make his way over to the boxes, with AuroraDash now entering the huge mess.
Marlin was able to get a first try spike jump, hitting that button at about 5:05.
So very well done there. Seeing actually a really solid lead from Marlin.
Yeah, not really giving many opportunities for AuroraDash, but AuroraDash is, hot in his tail. You keeping up. And a nice first try spike jump there.
Yep.
Alrighty, so...
Now... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I believe it's like a around 25-second lead for Marlin.
Okay.
I want to say. Just judging by the second button room for AuroraDash.
Yep.
Oh, Marlin hitting the corner boost on that entry.
Nice, and AuroraDash missing that initial move through the Dust Bunnies there in that room of books. Not entirely sure what he messed up, but he ended up hitting probably just mistiming a hyper dash and ending up falling into one of the Dust Bunnies. And now he's going to be hitting his books button as Marlin is finishing up his huge mess, moving on to the... Oh, and Marlin actually fell off there for a second, having to take a couple of seconds to go back up. But Marlin is now moving through the elevator shaft, making his way to Demo Dash here in just a little bit. AuroraDash looking to be finishing up his huge mess here, as he's going to be hitting the last button.
All right, what's the
Marlin
approach?
Now coming up through Demo Dash, taking the checkpoint, lining himself up. Oh, and he isn't able to get it first try, and he's not able to get it second try. Marlin is really struggling. Able to get it on the third try, but that will be about a 6-second time loss if AuroraDash is able to pull it off first try. And if he is able to pull it off without taking the checkpoint, that will be about an 8-second time save for AuroraDash on Demo Dash alone.
Yeah, good on Marlin, though, for taking the checkpoint. That would have been pretty catastrophic had he not. But, all right, Marlin moving on through Oshiro as AuroraDash gets through.
Very fast. That will be a 6-second time save for AuroraDash against Marlin on Demo Dash alone.
Yeah, very nice. So those are the plays that AuroraDash needs.
Yes, that is definitely something that AuroraDash needs. Now as we move through Oshiro, looking to AuroraDash, hoping to try and find some way to be able to close the gap. Marlin is going to be finishing up with a 7:43. Yep, 7:43 on the file timer.
And that was a 419 on the IL. Dang, dude.
419 even with 2 fails on Demo Dash. That is very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's great. AuroraDash on the final screen.
You know, despite having those hiccups, Marlin is still going to be holding about a 30-second lead. And so he's still having a really, really good run despite having the hiccup on Demo Dash.
Good recoveries from Marlin here. He had some weird situations where he was left without a dash when he didn't have many options, but, you know, good improv on Marlin, refreshing the dash when he needed to.
Yeah, very well done. I love seeing the improv that comes through on each of the different runners, as there's so many small things that can happen. The corner boost timing and just like even if you mess up a reverse hyper, that can just cause some issues. And so like having to improv after you're like, oh crap, I just missed a corner boost, now I got to do something here, and then making it work is so impressive. And I love highlighting the runners in that.
Oh yeah, just knowing all the alternative strats that you need to learn on every screen. It's pretty amazing. Marlin was really good at that blockless strat a few screens ago.
Yep, taking the... Oh! Marlin missing the bubble, ending up taking a death there. Losing a couple of seconds.
Talking about messing up reverse hypers, slightly got a little less momentum than he needed to reach that bubble, but was able to get through that screen second try. AuroraDash setting up for a Ultra Dash off of that block instead of doing blockless. So Marlin's going to save a couple seconds on that screen. Marlin also doing a Ultra Dash off that auto scroller block to kind of save a little time on that screen.
Do you even... How much time does that save? Because I know that, like, you still have to wait for the block to be in the specific position.
I want to say it's like a second. Like second and a half.
Okay.
Like it's, you know, it's nothing crazy, but I mean, yeah, second's pretty big. Second's pretty big.
Yeah, a second is pretty crazy. Now
Also,
it looks like Aurora is setting up for the Ultra Dash himself, and he's got it. Very well done from him.
Very, very, very nice. Got Marlin on the second to last screen, hitting the nice Ultra Dash out of the reverse hyper from the bubble into another bubble.
Making his way through. I love the move. I don't know why, but I think this screen, this last screen, is my favorite one.
Just so much airtime.
The entire chapter, and
so much airtime.
And the amount of speed you can get is just insane.
Oh yeah. Alright, so Marlin's going to be moving on to Chapter 5 as AuroraDash is on the final screens of Chapter 4. So yeah, I remember in the last race we saw some 6B action.
Yep, definitely. So, Psyched pulled out a 6B, AuroraDash being the other runner to take 6B out of all the runners in the game.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. AuroraDash at the end of Chapter 4 was taking a couple deaths on the reverse hyper from the bubble, but you know, finished out the final screen cleanly. Gonna be moving on to Chapter 5 as well. Marlin gets the nice cutscene skip and unfortunately misses the corner boost, but gets a quick strat in the next screen.
Alright, Marlin now making his way into the cassette room of 5A, hoping to start off 5B.
Gonna be hitting that nice quick cycle or flying into the tape. So AuroraDash is gonna be coming up to the cutscene skip. Let's see what kind of cutscene skip to go for. Just nice normal.
Yep, just taking the normal one. Probably doesn't want to risk the soft lock.
Yeah, you have to just like take a retry if you spawn in the concrete, because kind of can't go anywhere.
Nope.
All right.
AuroraDash now going to be coming up on the cassette room. Marlin getting pretty close to his first attempt of Bub's drop.
Marlin in the central chamber. Let's see it.
All right, he's
Gonna
going
be
for
going
it.
up.
Going up, and he's got it first try.
Yo, yo.
Very well done from Marlin. So now we've got going to be highlighting. Oh, what happened?
Marlin saying hi to the saw blades a couple times.
Marlin messing up the cycles just a little bit there and ends up having to take it very reactive.
Yeah, buying his time by just sending the bubble into the ceiling there.
AuroraDash now on Bub's drop. And
Nice.
he's got it. Nice job.
All right, nobody getting hung up in 5B this race.
Great to see that. Marlin now is going to be entering the mirror at a 13:04.
Whew, I just want to point out that angle dash that AuroraDash just did at the end of that screen. Oh my god. The way they thread that, that's so sick.
AuroraDash now actually making up quite a bit of time between Chapter 4 and now, being at a 30-second deficit going into Chapter 4, and it looks like he's only going to be down about 23 seconds. 25 seconds. So he's able to make up about 5 seconds between Chapters 4 and 5A, as well as the first half of 5B. So that's really cool to see. As now we've got Marlin beginning the Theo section and entering the Seeker Gauntlet. Only got having one more screen left, and he's able to very, very cleanly make it through the Seeker Gauntlet.
Yeah, and Programmatic's pointing out a cycle that AuroraDash went for before the mirror section. Yeah, like some of those crazy optimizations, like there were some corner boosts in the early wall bounce from the vertical bubble. Yeah, that cycle looked crazy. I was very surprised to see that. I don't know if I'd ever seen that before. But all right, Marlin has finished Chapter 5, moving on to Chapter 6. See, so Marlin looking to have a pretty comfy lead going into Chapter 6.
Yeah, definitely the comfy lead, the one that you want to see in a race situation. Not sure, so for the viewers to know, this race is pre-recorded, so I don't know if any of these runners knew how fast, how far ahead anybody is. I know personally for myself, I don't like focusing on what the other runners are doing. I just like playing the race that I have.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine keeping a race open while you're actually racing like that. That'd make me so nervous, and my mind would be more on that video than like my game, you know?
Yep, definitely.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that.
That was spicy.
Right from the water. That setup, man.
Ooh.
That was really good.
That was clean. Very clean wall bounce there. AuroraDash, he's coming up onto Lake Skip, and he's got it.
All right, so here's the point where we're going to see a difference in routes from the two players after AuroraDash makes it past a couple screens here. I guess we're going to be seeing the tape, right? We're going to be seeing it?
I would be surprised if we didn't see it. AuroraDash has been going for it in every single one of his races. I don't see any reason why he would decide to change things up now, because he seems to be more comfortable with playing 6A, and there we go. He's going for it.
All right.
First, we got some good old Revo's nonsense. And, oh, he's not able to get it first try, but he will go for it second one. And oh, no. He isn't able to carry his momentum through the screen transition. so he will not be able to get. He will be unable to get the massive speed boost that you're able to get from Revo's nonsense. But that trick is insanely difficult to pull off, so seeing a runner mess it up is not that common. Is not that uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely, but I'm ready to see the 6B action. But we also got Marlin. Unfortunately hit the spikes, but gonna be going down. Gonna be going to the dev intended skips. Let's see if they choose to go around the left or if they thread through these spikes. So these spikes.
Alright, Marlin now finishing up the water section, moving in through the dev intended skips, coming up on Battle and Boost.
And I apologize if I randomly cut out. My internet's kind of been kicking me from the call and stuff.
So now Marlin onto Battle and Boost, and he's through, and he's hitting Madeline, starting the final showdown between Madeline and Madeline as AuroraDash continues through the extremely technical 6B. Now, I like to point out though, like, if you watch 5B, I don't know if it's just me, but in my mind, 6B looks a lot more technically difficult than 5B.
Yeah,
even though it's really only one chapter difference, but it just feels so different.
I mean, there's a lot more screens and a lot lengthier of screens, like such as these fastball screens. You actually don't see a whole lot of super long screens in 5B. I mean, I guess you do, but like I do feel like the difficulty is ramped up here in 6B.
Yeah, it definitely is. And ooh, Psych taking a death as he goes for that feather skip, but he's able to get it around second try. Oh, missing the corner boost there, kind of stumbling a little bit, but is able to once again recover and back it up really well. And oh, AuroraDash missing the dash into the crystal and ends up hitting the spikes. Taking a death there.
Alright, Marlin reaching the halfway point of the battle and fight. We're going into phase 2.
Now, phase 2 of the battle and fight is, so the reason why we talk about like different phases or different rounds, as you might call them, is in the second round of the battle and fight, you'll see those moving blocks. There aren't any of them specifically in phase 1.
Yeah, Battleland just suddenly gets some telekinesis powers, set a bunch of moving platforms, which also gives us plenty of opportunity for momentum.
Yep.
Alright.
And you'll see the runners just taking advantage of the added momentum that is given from those blocks as they then proceed to continue to just say, okay, fine, you have telekinesis? Well, guess what? I can still, that only makes me move even faster than I already could move.
Oh, yeah. And, Marlin almost missed one of the halfway feathers, or I guess it was the final feather in the last screen of the battle and fight, but had some nice adjustment to make the laser cycle. Alright, Marlin's looking to finish up the chapter now. AuroraDash doing the nice wait here for the gem to respawn so they can skip half the screen.
Very well done from him as he now is in his battle and fight. And oh, AuroraDash does take a death there, but he is going to be able to recover it really well. Ooh, not able to get the corner boost or corner jump off the coin block, but does recover and back it up really well. As now Marlin is into the summit. AuroraDash now finishing up his battle and fight. Ooh, Marlin taking a death on the first battle in room of 0 meters. My brain just blanked on what was happening. To answer the question in chat about whether or not it is still realistic for Aurora to win, it is very much still realistic. There's still a lot of race that is happening yet, and so to keep your eyes on it. It's definitely so one of the things I always try to highlight is no matter what, it is a race is never over until both runners have crossed the finish line. Especially when you look at the way that we are playing, where even if you lose the race, there are still points that you can snag.
Yeah, for every 10 seconds of difference between the two runners, a point will be awarded to the winner. So for every, like, there's a series of points that are split between both contestants, and then the winner gets a point for every 10 seconds of difference.
Yep, and because there are 30 points to be grabbed, that means you have 5 minutes to finish the run and still snag some points. So if you lose within a 5-minute margin, you are unable to get any points, which I think that's only happened once this season.
Okay, yeah. So, who knows? We could see a situation where you got multiple players with the same record, but certain players have higher points, so it could be the deciding factor. Who knows?
Yeah, so definitely having a good record is not all that it takes to be ahead. As now Marlin going through, finishing up 1500 meters here in just a little bit. Again, he's got a really solid lead. I really love highlighting Marlin because, for me at least, he just kind of came up out of nowhere. And so Marlin, for those of you guys who don't know, Marlin kind of started off specifically doing individual level runs, and he got really good at the game through that. And then he started doing any percent, and within a little bit of time, he was within contention for the world record. And he went through in the qualifiers, absolutely dominated in the qualifying tournament. Oh, AuroraDash going for an extra demo dash there. Kind of surprised to be seeing that.
But alright, we got Marlin going for blockless here. Gonna be misses the demo dash to thread through the spikes. Let's see, attempt number 2. Alright. Oh no! I had to jinx it!
On the last one, he messes it up. And Marlin is just really struggling with this auto scroller skip. This could be a huge potential for time save for AuroraDash is if he is able to pull this off first try.
Yeah, this is exactly what AuroraDash needs. You know, we got a little bit of IGT desync between the two timers of the players. So, AuroraDash is not as far behind as they seem.
Yeah, definitely. So, AuroraDash now entering his 2,000 meters with Marlin only on the final screen of 2,000 meters. If we were able to get a timer resync, we would be able to see better where these runners line up. AuroraDash coming up onto the auto scroller skip here in just a little bit. Ooh, kind of missing the initial jump. All right, he's going for it. And oh no, he misses the jump onto the block. That was the last thing he needed other than the demo dash to be able to get it, but this time he's just going to opt for the original auto scroller skip, not getting the second one, or not going for the but still saving some time.
Yeah, still gonna net some time save there. We got Marlin getting the double wall jump key skip there. Nice and clean. Be moving on through 2,500. So AuroraDash is on the second to last screen of 2,000 meter.
Yeah. And so definitely, it would be really nice to be able to get a sync. Ooh, or not psyched. Marlin unable to thread the needle, having to go for it on his third try. So now we've got Marlin looking at wrapping up his 2,500 meters on the last screen, but also one of the longest where we can see some very, very detrimental deaths.
Yep, 3,000 meters, the final 30. Let's see how it goes for Marlin. The AuroraDash. Nice key skip there.
Very well done from him. Now, this is definitely an uphill battle that AuroraDash has to climb in order to pull out a win, but this race is a lot closer than it looks.
Yeah, because
AuroraDash taking a death on his first attempt at threading the needle, but is able to get it second try.
Yeah, AuroraDash has about 25 seconds of clearance that we kind of need to account for here. We got Marlin blazing through the downdraft section. Looking pretty good as AuroraDash is looking to finish up 2,500. They can just reach the bubble. Ayo. Very nice.
Got it. So Marlin hit the bubble at a 26:32, I do believe. So I'm pretty sure Marlin's still got a pretty good lead.
Yeah, the 3,000 meter section itself is about like 3 minutes, like under 3 minutes. So the potential to lose 30 seconds is definitely possible, but AuroraDash is gonna have to play super clean and hope that Marlin has some hiccups. I mean, hey, missing that key coin.
That's the kind of hiccup already, but
that's what Aurora needs. But
Marlin is just such a consistent player. I know that if it will happen, it would be very, very unlikely.
Yeah, this is definitely Marlin's race to lose. 9 flags to go. Gonna be skipping 8 because, I mean, who needs that?
8. Poor flag 8. It just sits there like, somebody please tag me.
It's so 2018. All right, but final
Marlin
6 now.
In the hitting the last alley-oop from Battlein as he now moves up into the last few flags here with AuroraDash in the updraft.
All right, flag 13 has claimed many runs, so hopefully AuroraDash can make it through. Marlin hitting the nice angle dash, threading the needle with the feather.
AuroraDash able to make it up through flag 13.
But all right, it's looking like Marlin is going to be running away with this one. That is flag 1, the final flag.
And he is moving up, looking like he's going to be finishing with a low 29, a 29:08 coming from Marlin. Still an excellent race time. Very good to be seeing him pull that time out. As now we've got AuroraDash looking to try and snag as many points as possible. He is entering now on the final 6 flags.
All right, may only give up like 3 points, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, hopefully AuroraDash able to pull this off. Hitting the gem. And now AuroraDash hitting the final flag. It looks like he's going to be giving up about 3 points over to Marlin, but still a 29:40 is a really, really solid time. And just to be able to put that time together and snag 27 points there is absolutely awesome and what you want to see.
Yeah, dude, it's like, go back a year or so, you know? Imagine seeing two 29s in a race, two sub
That
30s.
is
Like, it still blows my mind to see this level of
the,
consistency from runners. Like,
the speedrun for the game has developed so much. I remember, like, I mean, I haven't really been following the scene too much, but I just, like, specifically for me, the biggest thing I remember seeing was last season we saw maybe 1 or 2 27s, but yet now we've got 5 runners that have pulled out a 27 on the leaderboard.
oh yeah, it's pretty nutty. It is pretty nutty, man. We had lots of awesome races today so far.
Yeah.
We got one left though, right?
Yeah, we do have one left. Coming up next, we have, I do believe, is M Sushi versus Melee. M Sushi being the second place runner of season 1, Melee being another one of the really, really good runners. So definitely going to be wanting to see how he plays, how this race will unfold. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to intermission. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got one more Celeste race for you guys tonight, and it's going to be a good one.